विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः। गुरुदेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। So when Bhagavan wanted to show Arjuna this beautiful Vishwarupa, in his haste he started showing his Vishwarupa, forgetting that Arjuna was not prepared to observe the phenomenal thing that Bhagavan was trying to show. Can you all hear me? I am not getting the feedback. I can't hear my voice. So I am little. Okay. If I don't take that confirmation from you, that's it. Whatever you said was so good, but we couldn't hear anything. 1.5 hours will be a waste. Just confirming that you are able to hear it. So Bhagavan in his haste did not check with Arjuna like this. Are you able to see this? Like you go to an IMAX theatre, want to watch a 3D movie and then you forget the glasses. What you will be seeing will be a hazed picture. Nothing will be clear. So Arjuna was like, what exactly are you trying to show? I can't see anything. That was very visible on his face. Like if I am speaking and I am looking at everybody and in their eyes I am looking into. Whenever I make a point, if you have not closed your eyes, I hope it is for meditative purposes. Now when I look into those eyes and I see that there is a spark of understanding, so I can move forward with the next concept. The lack of that spark of understanding, I have to go back and reiterate, find a different method to present the logic. So the eyes speak volumes. So probably Lord also saw into Arjuna's eyes and he did not see that he was enjoying the Divya Vishwarupa. What's wrong? So then he realized, oh God. He cannot say, oh God. He is God, right? Oh my. I had to give you this Divya Drishti. And because of that Divya Drishti which was given to our Sanjaya, he was able to see this. But Arjuna was not able to see this. So Arjuna was given that special vision to see that oneness, that unifying vision was given. Divyam dadami te chakshuhu. I'll give you this is the last 8th shloka that we had seen. I give you the Divya Chakshu, the capacity to see that beauty, that glory of Vishwarupa. And rightly so, the poet in Vedavyasa does not put the words of Arjuna's experience through Arjuna, but instead puts them through Sanjaya's experience. When you are seeing something so wonderful, so amazing. Have you ever been to Grand Canyon?
Yes.
I thought it was just a crack in the earth. Some water must have been flowing and it cracked open earth, and it is such a big deal that they make. But really, when I went and stood there and looked at it from that edge, that is when I realized why it is called grand. And that moment, the first time when I saw the entire grandeur of that place, my mind stopped. It froze. And there were no words that could have been offered to describe the beauty that I was viewing. Why go to such abstract things? As simple as something that you have been thinking about eating comes across onto your table. And it is something which is made delicious. You put it in your mouth. It is melting into your system. And somebody ends up asking, how is it? You don't even have words. What does that mean? It is bhavatita. Bhavatita. My bhava cannot express the joy that I am. I say, what do you mean by The best thing that you can do is You also enjoy one, you will know what is that. So my Balvihar kids ask, if this is good, what is this? The kids come up with some great funny things. And their joy is when I am not able to answer back. Like, gotcha! Okay, fine, now tell me what it is. If this is good, this is too good. That is what we also do, right? When we love something so much that we really are relishing it, what is our mudra that we give? This mudra, even in dance, what is it called? Chin mudra. The mudra of absolute knowledge. The experience, direct experience. When our mortal, simple little thing that we eat cannot be described in words. And poor Arjuna, for the first time, is experiencing such an intense thing. Probably his jaw was hanging down. And he was there, shocked, frozen. And Vedavyasa, out of his compassion, allows Arjuna to absorb that experience. While Sanjaya, who has been viewing this for a while, he had this Divya Drishti and he had been viewing this for a while. Through his words, he puts this experience very beautifully so. So in the 9th shloka it is said, Sanjaya Vacha Eva Muktva Tato Rajan Mahayogeshwaro Harihi Darshayamasa Parthaya Paramam Rupamaishwaram. This is not given in Bhagavad Gita, but this is my understanding, my imagination. Not even understanding, it's my imagination. In Bhagavad Gita, you find 4 people conversing. Isn't it? One is between Krishna and Arjuna. Obviously, we can see it. The second pair is Sanjaya and Dhritarashtra. I call that Sanjaya Dhritarashtra pair as a classic satsang environment. Why? Dhritarashtra asked one question. Sanjaya kept on explaining. There is not even a yes, no, I understood, I did not understand. Not a single comment from Dhritarashtra. Like imagine yesterday I was telling, right? This means yes, this means no, give me some response. And imagine the predicament of the Sanjaya. He couldn't even look through the eyes. He was blind. What expression can he give? So my take on it, my imagination is, Dhritarashtra, like a classic satsang environment, asked the question, must have slept. There is no response from him at all. And to such Dhritarashtra, who is preoccupied about the war and the happenings, and how he could manipulate that war so that his children could survive. So to such Dhritarashtra, Sanjaya is narrating what has happened. And for all that we can understand, Sanjaya has a soft corner for the Pandavas. Bhishma had soft corner, Dronacharya had soft corner. In fact, everybody that were there in the Kaurava team had a soft corner for the Pandavas. And what did Bhishma, who is he? He is the commander-in-chief of the Kauravas. Before even the war can begin, he has already taken a vow. Do you know what that vow is?
Not kill, I will not kill you.
He said, I will not allow any of these Pandavas to kill any of the Kauravas as long as I am on that battlefield. So everybody felt, such a word that he has given that he will not allow any of the Kauravas to be killed. And as they were feeling elated that Bhishma is not turning around and supporting Kauravas, he ends the sentence with another devastating impact. He says, I will personally not kill any of the Pandavas either. Stalemate. You will not allow them to kill these people and you will not kill them. Whatever was happening these many years in the battlefield also it will continue. Why? Because he had that soft corner for the Pandavas. Dronacharya, Krupacharya, we know that. Shalya, who happens to be the mama, the uncle of the Pandavas, who finally becomes the Sarathi for Karna. He was tricked in being in the Kaurava army by Duryodhana. And when Duryodhana went to ask Krishna for help, the entire Krishna's army, Dwaraka's army, was on one side and Krishna on the other side. And who had the first choice to pick? Arjuna had the first choice. And this Duryodhana was like crossing his fingers, knocking on the wood. You know what we do when we are tensed, anxious? Let him not pick the army, let him not pick the army, let him not pick the army. He was like praying inside. And finally Arjuna said, I don't care for the army, oh Lord, you be with me. Yes. Must have been the expression in Duryodhana's mind. And now the Arjuna has picked, I'm left with your army, I will be satisfied to take that. So there was a huge battalion of army which was in the Kaurava team. Who had nourished them? Who had built that army? Lord Krishna had trained them. So where was their heart? Their loyalty was anyway with the Pandavas. So is also the loyalty and the soft corner of Sanjaya. Now such Sanjaya is speaking to Dhritarashtra. What is he saying? Hey Rajan, hey Dhritarashtra, eva muktva tato mahayogeshwaro hari darshayamasa parthaya paramam rupam aishwaram. This beautiful Vishwarupa of the Lord, having thus been blessed by the Lord to see it with this Divya Drishti, the Lord started showing this amazing Vishwarupa. And he was blessed with this. So, hey Rajan, hey Dhritarashtra, listen up. The beauty, I don't know if I should should be cursing you or I should be thanking you. Because you appointed me to be the reporter, I have these blessings to see this beautiful Vishwarupa first hand. I don't know what punya I must have done. And since you have anyway asked me as to what happened on that first day, hence therefore I am giving you the details of that Vishwarupa. And if I were in Sanjaya's position, I would have probably shaken that Dhritarashtra and said, are you awake? Now listen, this is the beauty of Vishwarupa. So in the next sloka he says, repeat after me. Anekavatra nayanam,
Anekavatra nayanam,
Anekadbhuta darshanam,
Anekadbhuta darshanam,
Anekadivyambaradharam,
Anekadivyambaradharam,
Divyanekodhyatayudham,
Divyanekodhyatayudham.
See, many poets have tried visualizing this Vishwarupa. The way it is described here, probably many of these poets, many of these painters and artists, they try visualizing it, and the visualization given here is that he has plenty of forms, different kinds of heads, different kinds of arms, different kinds of forms that he is in. The painter's visualization, he says, okay, lot of heads. So there is one main Vishnu head, and then they have, from this side of the canvas to that side of the canvas, there are lots of heads. Which I still wonder. Whenever I teach Ramayana, before the kids ask a question, I ask the kids a question. Ravana was always known to have 10 heads. And that is why he was so imbalanced. You know why? 5 on one side, 4 on another side. They always never had a balance. I have a very caricature mind, okay? So I keep drawing things in my mind. Every situation has to be drawn. So this beautiful form that is described here, the poet and the artist visualize that there are lots of heads, lots of hands. So the rainbow kind of hands on one side, wherein you have lots of instruments, lots of ayudha, astra, shastra given. It also says lots of legs. How do you draw lots of legs? So they put the torso, 2 legs, and the rest of it as described. If you look at it, the description given here is similar to the description given in various Vedic literatures. One of them is called the Purusha Sutta. Sahasrashirsha Purushaha Sahasrakshas Sahasrapat Sabhumim Vishwato Vritva Atyatishtat Dashangulam. Sahasrashirsha Purushaha. How is that Vishwarupa? Has multiple forms. So let us go beyond the stretch of the artist's mind. When it says Anekadbhuta darshanam, there are various beautiful forms. What is it trying to say here? That every form that we come across is nothing but that expression of that divine alone. Meaning, fortunately or unfortunately, you, me, everything that we come across is nothing but that divine expression alone. But instead of seeing that divinity, what do we see? The moment we open our eyes, in Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga and the Satya Yuga, there was one Hiranyakashipu, one Hiranyaksha, one Ravana, one Kumbhakarna. In Kali Yuga, all of them put together in little quantities in us. So when that ego, that Rakshasa wakes up, as soon as we open the eyes, how do we see the world outside? First thing that we want to confirm, I. Am I there? Yes. Next, mine. My bed, my room, my things, my house. I pull myself out. Before I can get into the bathroom, get into the kitchen, put some hot water, then go into the bathroom, then my things, my... If you are traveling a lot, which happens to me quite a bit, suddenly wake up. Like, first I have to find out where am I? Like every 6th day, new place, new house, new environment. Sometimes I remember the door which is in my bedroom when I'm in Dallas. So I wake up not forgetting the fact that I'm in a different place, different room. I wake up, go to that direction, look. Okay, this is somewhere else. Where am I? Okay, I'm in Bentonville. Somebody put it Bentonhalli. Okay, turn around, find the door, find the light. Because when you are accustomed to a certain thing, so you want to occupy it with I, mine, my world. As soon as I bifurcate the world with I and mine, what is the rest of it? You and yours. The moment we create this demarcation, I and mine, you and yours, the struggle begins. Now what is the struggle? That which is mine has to be secured. Do you all have gold?
Yes.
Silver, puja thali, puja silver, you all have? Simple question. Where is it?
In the locker.
Homa. You. Tell her later, okay? Most of us have everything, but the imagination that I have is the satisfaction. Where is it actually? Locker pratisthapayami. Mase, once in a month, go have darshan and put it back and feel good. I have mine. It is there in the locker, safe. Why? That which is mine has to be secured. Sometimes the security is so deep that I don't want it to be shared even with my siblings or my own offsprings. Mine. Go fend for yourself. I'm not going to give you even a penny. These are the classic dialogues between two generations. So since that which is mine has to be secured, where I recognize you and yours, what do? Yena kena prakarena. However be the means, that which is yours, if I end up liking Baba re Baba, what will happen? That which is secured, I am not satisfied. That which you have, I like. What will happen? One way or the other, I want to grab it. BBS. That is the easy method. Because righteously working for it and putting effort, getting it, qualifying for it and then getting it, too much time, too much effort. So what is the easy method? BBS. Beg, borrow, steal. So in New York, I went to somebody's house and his house was filled with books. So I said, I like your passion for books, but why can't you arrange it some kind of a almara or some storage thing? So he said, Swamiji, see, when I borrow books from others, they don't doubt me. But if I start borrowing their almaras, beg, borrow, steal. So that which is yours has to be mine. And the amazing aspect of it is, that which is already mine, I don't have desire. That which is not yet mine, I have desire for. So the moment I see that you have something more than what I have, you have something more than what I like, comparison. देखो उनको भाई इतना बड़ा घर है, इतना बड़ा गाड़ी है, यहाँ पे everywhere where we meet a constant discussion. How many, if there is Mataji's all in one segment? How many saris, how much abhushana, alankara? If all the, this is Srimati section. Shripati section. What kind of stock, what kind of electronics, what kind, that is their segment. The same footprints, genetic defect. Children, what kind of DS? DS you know, right?
Yeah.
Nintendo DS. As soon as I mentioned, I tried somebody standing up and saying, "Arey, somebody mentioned our things." Like I went to somebody's house for Viksha and his son gives me a slip. He said, "Tell my mommy to gift me a Nintendo DS 3D." And when that age group meets, I have this, what do you have? I have these games that go in it, exchange, compare. The moment we start comparing, asuya, irsha, dvesha, begin. The causes for, the subtle causes for heartburn, the true heartburn, not the physical heartburn. Then we have too much of the sauce, Italian sauce. I'm not talking of that heartburn. So comparison, competition, confusion. Where are we? In that segment circle of confusion. Now when we are in that circle of confusion, because I, mine, you, yours, comparison, contrast and competition. Are we even ready to see that divine aspect in anything at all? Because of this corruption that is going in, that I have to secure and procure constantly. When I look at the world, what am I constantly looking at? That which is already secured, that which is mine, is secured. That is mine. And that which I look around, which is not yet mine. It is not even yours anymore. It is not yet mine. Hence, therefore, I am putting effort. So there is this constant rupture. And because of this bleeding rupture into the internal personality, when we look around, we don't even have time to see the beauty that we are living in, which is what was highlighted in the 10th chapter. Do you see sunrise? Not after the sun has risen. Sunrise, that moment. See, we as parents, we as husband, wife, when we talk about our responsibilities and fulfillment of responsibilities, there is a deep desire that I should be recognized for what I am doing. Because I am putting so much of effort. Most of the Srimati dialogues start there only. I do so much, what do you do? What do you think, I am sitting here and doing nothing, or what? I am also doing so much. Srimati हुआ चाहिए. घर की कहानी. It is common. Your smiles are evident. That I am not saying something which is far away from you. Right? So I can move forward?
Yes.
So there is a constant rupturing from inside, even with the responsibilities that we fulfill. And we say this is all because I love them. My wife, my husband, my children, I love them and I am doing it. If you are doing it out of love, there should not exist any calculation. I have done so much, hence therefore I should return, get this much of. That becomes business. We say we love, so it should not have any anticipation in the back that we can expect or anticipate. We do little work and anticipate so much from the rest of them, those who we are supposed to be loving. Now come to the sunrise. Poor that sun fellow, he comes in the morning, and those of us who have the benefit, every day there is a beautiful sunrise. And what is the beauty of this sunrise? No two sunrises look similar. Same sun, same direction. Have you ever observed it? It's like a painter sitting there with such imagination to bring out the best. And when he's trying to do his best, what are we doing? Getting our best. When we do our best and we are not appreciated or reciprocated by those whom we love, we feel disappointed, dejected, disheartened, disenchanted. I can continue. The poor Lord, the sun, when he comes up every day in the morning, imagine what beauty he is presenting. Right from the beginning, it starts with that sunrise. Sunset, the moon, the stars. Sometimes we are in a rut of our own life that we don't even have time to pause, see where we are, what beauty we are living in. What is our... I am busy. What are you doing? Monday through Friday, there is one pattern. Saturday, Sunday, one pattern. So Monday through Friday, I am really striving so hard. Hence, therefore, Saturday I wake up early in the morning by 11 o'clock. I deserve that break. And in the constant competition, the rut of our mechanical life, we are granted 3 days, 3 nights, long weekend. And that's why whenever you go outside, you find the package deals. 2 day, 3 night package deals. Vacation. That also, when I go to the airport, keep observing. I love observing people. So these people are like, so much of luggage, children, and that if there is one fellow with a diaper age, so on the trolley and pull out almost everything before you get into the airport. Right? They catch me every time, pull me out. I said it's random. How random can it be that every time I pull out? But I have accepted it because they invoke Jesus in me. I said, put your hands up, Jesus avatar, and he bends down also. I said, bless him also. So imagine with all the kids, and if by mistake one of them starts the wireless messaging, you are like, everybody is watching you, you are feeling uncomfortable, and the other fellow, totally, I want that now. And you are like, this fellow is cranky, the husband, deal both of them, I am going. And you have all these things, and the vacation has just started. Imagine after 2 days, 3 nights when you come back. Done. You need a vacation from a vacation. With all this constant one after the other happenings, there's so much beauty happening. We don't have even time to pause and relish them. And there is constant nagging dissatisfaction. And at that time somebody comes and says, be content with your life. You feel like frustrated and banging around. What be content with the life of my foot? How can you be contented and I am so frustrated? The point is, pause, withdraw, observe where you are. See the beauty that you are living in. Early morning, just the dew that is on the grass and the plants and the sun's reflection in that. Swamiji, who has time for all this? Come on. Cut us some slack. We have to concentrate. We are not like you. Our ghar hai, responsibility. You can enjoy these things. Don't go there, okay? Otherwise, I have a free invitation. Join me for 3 days. Not much, I'll tell you just this much. What I eat also is not in my hands. Where I sleep, what I eat is not in my hands. Whoever gives whatever, I have to eat it with a smile. Whenever given.
Yesterday happened that.
My lunch 11 to 2:30, dinner 7 to 10:30. I'm not trying to say that this is bad. Every side has its own issues that you have to handle. In spite of where we are, our eyes are not open. That Divya Chakshu, it is not open. Why? It is clouded constantly with I, mine, you, yours, constant comparison, competition. As if our lives and our competition is not sufficient. Children, their lives, their comparisons, their representations as trophies. Now you don't do this, how will I take my head into the community? Don't! Do you understand where we are? Why we are not able to see this divinity? He says that is the Divya Chakshu that was given to Arjuna, that he could see, pause and look at that divinity as it was happening around him. And Sanjaya continues, he says, how is that one of the forms that he takes to describe? So he says in the 11th shloka, Divya Malyambaradharam Divya Gandhanulepanam Sarvascharyamayam Devam Anantam Vishwato Mukham. Continue the 12th one. Divi Surya Sahasrasya Bhavet Yugapaduttitha Yadi Bhasadrishi Sasyat Bhasastasya Mahatmanaha. He says, Divya Malyam Baradharam Divya Gandhanulepanam. He is talking about the very Sakshatkara of Bhagavan right in front of him. How is he? Divya Malyam Baradharam. The clothes that he is wearing. I like Surdaji's Kirtana, the way his poetry he puts it. Very beautiful. He says the best form that he likes of the Lord is when he was a baby. Why is it? Because he was not adorned with various jewelry. What is wrong with various jewelry? Is that the jewelry that is added on to the Lord is hiding his real beauty away. And his imagination, the way he describes it is so beautiful. He says that the Lord, when he was young, he was crawling on his four. And how was his face? His face was described, he is always described as a lotus face. So that the face is so glowing like a lotus. And his mother had tied his hair on the top. And there was a peacock feather inserted. From that top, the hair, the curly hair, was falling as he was crawling onto his face. And as he was moving, the curly hair was also shaking. Can you imagine? So this Surdaji says that it appears like the lotus of the face, the hair falling, looks like the bumblebee trying to come and occupy that beautiful lotus-like face and to suck the nectar divine of that radiating face. If you can put yourself in that. Divya Malyam Baradharam. That he was with such Divya Vastra that he was wearing. He was covered with such beautiful garlands. He had a special fragrance that was coming through. Divya Malyam Baradharam. Divya Gandhanulepanam. There are various kinds of Chandana Gandha and various other kinds of fragrances that are applied onto that Lord. Divya Gandhanulepanam. Sarvascharyamayam Devam Anantam Vishwato Mukham. And looking at that Lord, that divine form, that primordial Vishwarupa form, it says that that beauty was never ever seen in anything else in this world. Sarvascharyamayam. Such an amazing, awesome experience to watch that beautiful face of the Lord. And how is this Lord? He says in the next sloka, how radiating is the face. If at the same time there were thousands and thousands of suns rising in the horizon. It was not the midday sun. It was thousands and thousands of suns rising in the horizon. That golden hue that would be created. Can you imagine one sun, the way brightness? Thousands of them. In fact, I was reading one of those who had experimented on the nuclear power. The first blast that they had observed, he describes that probably this is what it says in Baghavad Gita, that when thousands of suns come together, the brightness. Imagine that brightness. That radiating was the face of the Lord. If I see many of us Indians carrying a lot of cameras, SLRs, and the best time for taking a photo, they say either the early morning, the dawn time, or the evening, just before sunset. The lighting is so radiating. Imagine the radiation of many such suns put together was the radiating glow of the Lord. Divi Surya Sahasrasya Bhaved Yugapatuttitha. They all arise at the same time. That was the kind of glow on the face of Lord that was seen. And then he continues, he says in the next shloka, Tatraikastham Jagat Kritsnam Pravibhaktam Anekadha Apashyat Deva Devasya Sharire Pandavastada. Now as Arjuna, Pandava, looked at this beautiful form of the Lord, he was like one after the other amazing things that he was observing. In that very one form of the Lord. And in that one form, he saw the entire universe. See, even when he was young, Bhagavan Krishna, when he was young, once he had eaten the mud, and Mother Yashoda really got mad at him. He said, whenever you ask, I have been giving you butter and milk and dahi, and you end up eating this? Because somebody went and complained, he is eating mud. So she comes with a stick and then she runs, open your mouth! So Krishna opens his mouth. And what does she see inside? She sees the truth. That the entire universe is in him. Whoever complained has spoiled my childhood. If my mother realizes that I am the substratum of this entire universe, I am that Paramatma, the little fun that I get in taking avatar is snatched away from me. Imagine his plight, poor fellow. Constantly busy. Once in a while he gets a time to take, what do you call it here in this country? Downtime. And in this my downtime, if my mother realizes that I am Paramatma, the little fun that I am having, it will be gone. So that is where he teases his mother. which has been narrated by many singers, many poets. Our Balramji and me, we both are brothers. But why is it that he is white, I am black? Definitely I am not your son. You must have picked me up from somewhere. This Maya is like, how do I deal with this fellow? On one side I have to scold him because he has eaten this mud and I don't know what I am seeing in his mouth. On the other side he has now tricked her in this complete logic, wherein he is trying to say that your favorite is only Balrama, I am nothing to you, and he is giving her a guilt trip. She throws that stick down and there is the 2 tears that are flowing. And Krishna says, yes, I have my downtime fixed now. Why? Mother is confused. She will not bother about what she has seen in my mouth. After that, this was the only time wherein he revealed his true nature. Nothing in between. He did not reveal to anybody. In fact, if anybody had come asking him for guidance to tune to that highest reality, including his own parents, he did not guide them. He asked someone else to be guiding his parents also. He invites Naradji. He says, Narada, Devaki and Vasudeva say, Krishna, everybody says you are Paramatma. All that you have to do is show us that real form and we are realized. He says, you can be anything to your parents other than teachers. Can you ever teach your parents anything? Never ever. Krishna realized that. He said, I don't want to be in this. There is Narada, come. You teach them, guide them towards that Paramatma. I cannot be teaching them. I am told. You can approve or disapprove. I am told that in this country, when you come without a car, you are bekar. Not Gujarati bekar. Any Gujarati here? Okay. You know what Gujarati bekar means, right? Be means two. Bekar means 2 cars. It's like almost without your limbs, without your legs. So the husband gets the car. And the wife also has to find mobility. So I have been told, do not teach your spouse. It will be a major cause for dissatisfaction. It's in the family. Is it true?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you can imagine what Krishna must have thought. I can be anything other than teacher to my parents. Yudhishthira comes and asks. He says, go ask Bhishma. He sends everybody away to different people. This is the first time after that initial vision that he had shown to Yashoda Maiya, that he was showing this beautiful form. And what was this beautiful form that he was showing? It is to Arjuna, he showed the entire universe, the multiplicity of the entire universe in one form only. Everything could be seen in that one form of Lord. And how was Arjuna? He was completely shocked. Surprised, shocked, everything put together. And that experience of Arjuna is given by Sanjaya himself in his words. How is that Arjuna looking at this beautiful form? He says, Tata Savismaya Vishtaha Rishtaro Madhananjayaha Pranamya Shirasa Devam this is the change that we find in Arjuna. The metamorphosis that I was talking about, the change that happens in Arjuna happens in this shloka. In the second chapter of Bhagavad